I'll second.
Okay, motion made and seconded, any discussion? Not hearing any, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, you're in business. Now, you leave those, do you have a Mylar?
Yes, I do.
Oh, great. Okay, I'm not sure that we'll have everything done by tomorrow morning. Okay, but they will call you in a day or so,
Okay.
and that'll be taken care of. You've got, you should have at least the Mylar. We're gonna keep a signed paper, and then you folks need whatever you need, for your own files.
I think you gave me 5 copies.
Okay, because we've also got a file copy here we could use if we need to. Okay, Linda, just drop them up here, and you're good to go.
I'm good to go.
You're good to go. Mrs. Harrington
Yeah.
also has a one-lot subdivision on Chestnut, and that is going to be an add-on to the neighbor. The motion should include that the meets and bounds of this particular lot should be melded into the new owner. Okay, if you're okay with that, somebody make that motion?
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Who's the
Are
second?
you gonna second?
I'll second.
I'll second.
Okay, the official second.
Paul?
I'm the official seconder.
Okay. All those
I'll
in
be
favor?
first next month.
Aye. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Okay, you know the drill.
I have to get the Mylar from Myers.
Yep, just call them.
And 2 copies down here to be signed. Plus
Well,
Mylar.
the only one that's gonna be filed in the county is your Mylar.
Right.
Now, whether you do it or you're having Myers, whatever your arrangement is, okay? But we need to have a paper copy that we will sign when we do this, that we keep in our file.
Okay,
And then you need to have whatever number of paper copies you like.
okay,
If you consider them Christmas gifts, we can do that.
okay, so I can't use one of the copies that you guys have on the file?
I can give back, how many have you got?
I think I gave you like 3, maybe?
I'll give you one back.
Okay, I'll take it.
All right?
Okay, so I see Jerry.
Yeah, see Jerry.
Okay, great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good night.
Will do. Do we have, Phil, before we go too much farther, Joel Arsenal hasn't showed up.
He's here.
He did?
I think so.
He's here.
Maybe at one.
All right. Let's skip to Benson. All right. Benson subdivision is a one-lot subdivision, 30-some acres up on Salt Springs. Maps are all in order. Application seeker done. Are there any questions or concerns?
That's the house that's way up the hill with the long driveway?
No, yeah, that's not the one there. That's next neighbor really
Oh,
to them.
so
Now,
we should.
I don't think you're not the next property, are you?
I think it's the one on the right.
Are you the one on the right?
It's maybe-
Okay, all right.
The 15, 17, I'm just trying to figure out where it was on
No.
South Springs, okay.
I don't know, are you gonna have eggs for sale too?
No.
No?
Definitely
No for
not.
so
Huh?
No?
Okay. Well, I'm saying, do we wanna try to contact him or no? It's unlike him to,
The one number we had was the office. I don't know if you went.
yeah, no, I saw that, it was the office.
Yeah.
If we don't have a number other than 411, he lives on Kimberly Drive.
We have a number?
No, that's what I'm saying, I don't.
No, I have no idea.
I have no, unless we did that. But if we don't, there again, You'll just have to wait till next month. That's okay, all right. Back to the Benson room. We okay with that? And I said, one caveat that we might put into that motion is that if this turned into a residential lot, that they really ought to have a Madison County DOT, design cut there.
So
Okay.
could you move that over to the right so that we could see the lot in question, the lot? Because they said it's not this lot, it's the one to the right.
This one here, that has the solar panels.
Oh, we were looking about the
That's
subdivision.
a different property.
Yeah, okay, that's,
That,
That's solar.
this one, this next one is gonna be one of your ground solars.
oh, but I was looking at the one that we were talking about, Benson, the
Well,
subdivision.
no, if you move your screen to the left, Phil, you scroll scroll the whole screen to the left. Now, we want the picture to the left. That was an open field.
I'll just read it. Man, where's the one? Nothing looks familiar.
If you to the right one? No, that's the right.
Oh, it's across the street into the road.
Always the right.
Ah, there you go. There we go.
All right.
That's it.
See if that's,
Can I work for you?
You want
I'm just curious as to where it was, I wasn't sure on that. So that's close to the crest of the hill, up there, just where we get to the golf course. Yeah, it's golf course. a little
yeah,
right
well, you're
corner.
kind of in a dip in the dew there, aren't you? On Salt Springs on that particular one. Then you start climbing, there's your golf course.
Yeah,
See,
it's
there's your
right
golf,
across from
there's
the
your
town.
golf course. And there's an open field. Imagine Durfee works that, right? Yeah. Okay. All right,
Yeah,
okay. Did we get a motion out of that?
I'll make a motion.
Okay. We're just going to include that if it's a resident, if it turns resident, we highly recommend that you get that done.
I'll second.
Second, any discussion? All those in favor?
I,
Okay, opposed? You're in business, same deal. What do we have? We have your maps. We'll get, I think we got a Mylar and everything for you.
Okay, I don't
I
know
think-
if the forest dropping off and it's,
Yeah, I think Forrest.
okay, great.
All right,
I can check that.
let me just look. I think it's one, the one right on the end here.
Okay.
So they'll give you a call probably tomorrow. We will definitely sign those tonight. Okay, before we leave, but we'll give you a call, they'll give you a call tomorrow.
Okay,
All right?
thank you,
All right,
thank you.
you're good to go.
Someone from there.
Keep it straight, Paul.
I'll try.
Okay.
Don't you make copies?
We've got, there's Harrington, Harry's got the Benson. Put them down, put them ourselves in
Put
there.
him aside.
Well, I think, if he
We'll do
doesn't,
that, I'll
let's
do that.
hold on, we'll hold on to the end of the meeting, yeah. We'll hold on to the end of the meeting, if he doesn't, we'll just, well, we tabled the hearing. We'll table in the action item.
Correct.
That's all we can do.
Agreed.
Okay. All right, do we have, okay, do we have Ken, is Kenny out here, Ken Cassidy? Okay, Ken can head in, we'll do that right after Karula, okay?
Right now?
Well, we'll do Karula, then we'll do, if you, whatever, however you wanna manage that. Mr. Karula? Somebody?
Aaron with Next Generation Solar.
Ah, you're the guy, come on up here to this front table.
What's this?
You be the guy. Okay. Just kind of, do you have multiple copies of, like a site plan or anything?
I have one copy with me right now.
Okay, the night, I got the same thing right here.
Could I have your name?
Aaron.
Corolla.
Aaron Kohler.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Katie.
The K, was it K or C?
Koller.
Okay, I can pass this one around.
I can pass this one around as well.
I think pages 1 through 4 on this packet are what will locate that, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I've seen it, but you guys, you can start working on that. Go ahead, Aaron, just run through what you're doing.
Okay, so we have an existing roof mount on the homeowner's premises, and they're looking to expand their solar. So their roof is virtually full, so we're gonna do a ground mount on the southeast corner of the house between the garden and the open yard. Trench about 40 to 60 feet into the house, tie in the new solar with the existing solar, and we'll do a line side tap to backfeed. The existing solar is a backfed breaker, 40 amps, so we won't really need to rewire their system.
Okay. Phil, have we got this one?
What's the address of the store yet?
8705 Clark.
So we do have regulations, you've probably seen them already. We have specific regulations on ground mounted systems, and there is a height limitation. What's the maximum tilt height of them?
15 feet.
That's what we have. What, you know what you're at? Probably below that.
I believe we're 8.5.
At max tilt? But you're not above 15, correct?
Absolutely.
So they're not allowed in front yards. Are we in a backyard, what are we in?
Good. Well, they're in the side yard,
Okay,
basically.
that's all right, side yard's fine.
Aaron, if you could go up to that screen right there, and the blue outlines that property. You see the blue?
Yes.
Okay. And folks, where he is, that's Clark Road, and that's the last, that's way down to the end there before it takes that 90-degree turn, if you're familiar. You guys
Yeah.
are familiar with Clark Road.
So
He's right there. There you go.
ideally, the homeowner would like us to install the solar where the garden is, right here. But we can shift that a little farther to the southwest if that's desired. Both locations work just fine for us. And then we'll trench across the yard into the house and tie into the existing solar.
That, what's the foliage there on the south side, on that, the bottom part?
They're deciduous and then one conifer.
Is it pretty thick?
No, they're sporadic and they're farther enough away that they're not gonna impede the solar.
No, but are they going to provide at least some kind of a visual to the neighbor?
Yes. Yep, yeah, it gets a little thicker right here.
And the neighbor's way, there, you can see where the neighbor is. And remember, this is a site plan review that we're doing here. This is not, we make this recommendations to the code officer, basically.
No, you have to grant the site plan approval for this solar application.
Well, true, but that's,
Yeah.
but he's in effect is going to issue the building permit.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
yeah, absolutely.
We aren't issuing anything else.
Just the site plan approval.
That's right.
So
Okay.
what the code does say, Prohibited front yards, they met that. The setbacks have to be equal to what the setbacks are in the, under the underlying, code, which they,
Yep.
looks like they meet that. The height is below the 15 feet.
Yep.
Shall be screened where possible, we talked about the screening.
Okay, we gotta go up to the upper boundary there. Now, where, yeah, if there, just kind of locate where you wanna locate this array with the house. Where are you? Down in there? Okay. But
Right about where the red.
how visible, what about the neighbor there? What kind of visibility is gonna be over there?
They may see a little bit of the back of the panels, but the garage and this tree, and I believe this is a fence right here, that should protect visibility quite a bit.
Okay. You got other questions here, folks?
Any glare?
Right.
Will there be any
Well,
glare to neighbors?
That the way they're gonna be faced this way, right?
Yeah.
Obviously they're gonna be faced south.
Right.
Where's
I'm just looking at the code.
Where's due south? Where's due south?
So check the box on no glare.
South would be
Bring them in or where we're
an
working.
angle that hedge line.
So,
So the module that we're using is an almost all black module,
Very good.
How many are you putting up?
20, 2 rows of 10.
it's there, it'll show you an array.
Yeah,
that-
that's pretty good.
Huh?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
8.4 kW.
Houses to.
And it's gonna be an AC system, so it's got integrated microinverters, so it'll only operate at 240 volts.
Okay. And how many watts they get out of this?
8,400 total watts. Each module is 420 watts.
Yeah, I saw the 420. I'm surprised either they were that low.
Plus they have them on the roof
Or
too.
is that?
That's actually a very energy dense
Pretty
module
good.
for a
Those are already
residential.
in
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's, yeah, with
The
the
existing already
existing,
in the roof, yeah.
oh, this with the existing that's on the roof.
This will pretty much cover one.
Oh, yeah. I believe the addition is due to adoption of electric vehicle.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. Will it power the vehicle too?
I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that's what it was, why they were looking to do this.
Great. Huh, okay.
Well,
Is there anything else we need to explore here? They conform to our guidelines. And we've explored any intrusiveness to the neighbors. Glare really shouldn't be an issue anywhere,
Fantastic.
right?
Nope.
Anything else?
Seeker.
All right. Seeker, let's do it.
Okay, will the proposed action create a material conflict with adopted land use plan or zoning regulation? No.
No.
Will the proposed action result in a change in use or intensity use of the land? Small. Proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community? No. Proposed action result in an adverse change in existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure, mass transit, biking, or walkways? No. Proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy, fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation and renewable energy opportunities. That actually covers that quite well. Will proposed action impair existing public or private water supplies or public or private wastewater facilities? No and no. Will proposed action impair the character, quality, and important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resource? We haven't identified any of those. Will proposed action result in adverse change in any natural resource? No. Will proposed action result in an increase in potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? We're good with that? Okay. Will proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health?
No.
Okay, I checked the box for negative declaration, so you would fold that into a motion on the site plan.
Okay. Can we do so? Somebody want to do it?
I will do it.
Okay.
And I will second it.
All right. Motion made and seconded to approve the site plan review as submitted and to declare a negative declaration on the short form seeker. Are there any other questions or discussions on this? Not hearing any, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, you're in business, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay, Joel, let's catch you up here.
And my apologies. I thought I was gonna be 20 minutes early for a 7:30.
Oh,
Joel,
I apologize.
shallow as that offer is. Okay,
Nothing else to offer.
I know,
Nothing
I
else to
know,
offer.
okay.
don't trip there, Joel.
Okay, we've had the hearing, we held the hearing open,
Okay.
just because you weren't here, okay?
Thank you.
And the only, check me here, board, the only discussion would be that it's gotta be, it'll be in the motion that these folks have gotta meld this new acquisition into their deed. We don't want double deeds on the lots,
Okay.
okay, just for
Sure.
management, okay?
Mhm.
That would be it, I think. Okay, can we have a motion to, well, let's do two things. Let's have a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make the motion, no, I'll second it.
Okay, now, I'll make it,
All
let's
right.
sit down.
Okay,
All right.
any discussion?
We reopened it, that's the motion to
Yeah,
reopen the hearing.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, hearing's closed. We need a motion for the annexation of these lots. We're really doing a lot. Yeah, we're just doing a revision, really, okay?
I'll make a motion.
Okay,
Second.
John, second?
I second.
Okay, made and seconded for these as depicted on the map of, give me the date on that.
That's the wrong one.
Wrong one.
That's wrong.
Wrong one. I dropped off like 10 of them.
Yeah, we got yours,
Okay.
and we,
This is July 28th
July 28th done by,
by Cale Decker,
okay,
license holder.
okay, you got that, Rose? All right, is there any
Just,
discussion, any further discussion,
July
all in favor?
22nd,
Aye.
28th.
Aye.
28th, and who's the person that's that?
It's Cale Decker, C-A-L-E Decker.
Thank you. Thanks, Joel.
I'll leave you one of these.
Okay.
And you've got enough copies? I think.
Whatever's out there is all set to be signed. We'll probably do it tonight, we'll give you a call tomorrow,
That's great.
okay?
Yeah, I'm sure there's 10.
You want more?
How many do you keep?
We keep one,
Oh, okay, well, that's fine. That's good.
okay? All
And-
right, I can go, wait a minute, Phil's gonna count them right now and let you know.
Okay,
what we
good.
got on.
And again, my apologies.
We do.
PDA,
we-
7:30.
We do accept them, Joel. Well, we was gonna try to call, but the one thing we had is your business phone.
Oh,
You were there.
yeah, I was not there.
Okay.
Thanks
Take
again.
care.
All right, Bob, are you waiting for something else? We won't sign your maps
Yeah, I know.
for a long time.
I'm Dollar General. I expected Mr. Bullock to be here tonight.
I talked to them this morning, and we went through the whole thing. He was gonna go to the village hall first, and I said, no, this is the town. And I was talking to Griffiths,
Okay.
the engineer, that's the engineer. And I told him what time and everything else, and I gave the he said GPS, I'll be there. But they're not up yet. I told them we wouldn't get to them before 7:30. We won't.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm just sticking around till there's somebody here. If they don't show,
Oh, okay. Well, I would say somebody should show. Now, the other thing is too, Jerry may be holding them out in the parking lot.
I'll find out.
We'll find out for you.
okay.
Okay? All right, now, who are we up for? Is it you are?
Sarah Hatch.
She's on deck.
Sarah Hatch.
Oh, not ready. Well, Sarah, you're here. Let's do you. Come on.
I'm here.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Come on up. Yeah, come on up in the hot seat here.
The house.
Okay. Sarah's down in Kew Ave. and she has plateaued.
No, that's a
Solar.
ground
Solar.
solar.
Solar. Second
No,
solar.
no,
It's another
No,
solar
no.
one.
Yeah, Sarah had.
oh, Sarah Hatch, excuse me, I thought you, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead. Tell us what you're up to.
Yep, so, well, I don't know if we need the picture, but,
Where are we?
Sarah Hatch.
1340 Salt Springs.
we're hoping to put, ground mount solar in it'll be the northwest corner of the property. It should not be visible from the road at all. It'll be 56 panels, they're low, so
You know how they are at the highest point, when they're tipped to the highest point?
they're not more than 6 feet, they might be like 5 feet.
Only 5 feet? Okay.
There we go.
I don't have all the paperwork, so I didn't
Okay.
do anything.
Can you show us right there where this is going to be? Because we don't have a good site plan here.
Should be happening over here.
Okay.
And there's a trees in front along the road that block the view of it?
That's correct.
Okay, and that's up higher in elevation
This
as
is the
well?
rear of the
The
property.
bottom of that blue line is Salt Springs
Right,
Road.
right.
Yep, so it goes, it comes up, it's up pretty steeply
Okay.
here as well. And then, the panels would be kind of over here. So between the trees and the up, and then it's flat here where they're sitting, you shouldn't be able to see them at all.
Okay.
They are gonna be facing south, so they'll be facing south.
You facing south.
And I don't think they have a glare, there's some new technology where they're not shining this.
Hard to find something.
But if there's anything to look at, it's me looking at it.
Yeah, I don't think- go ahead, I don't think that's right. Yeah.
Okay, you know what's visible on the right, okay? That's the Benson property we just talked about, so there's nothing there, okay? At this point, it's an open field to the left. And across the road, Phil, can you just raise that up a little bit so we can kind of see?
This one?
Yeah, just move it up, there you go. Across the road, you only have really one house. Those are kind of driveways that are a little long, and the buildings are back, except for the one big one there. That's the only. And you said that we're not going to be able to see.
I don't think you should be able to
It's
see
far enough
anything,
back
and
here.
we can't see that house at all. I mean, except for the winter. when
How
it's-
high? Just curiosity. How many feet are you above Salt Springs Road?
Oh,
Your
actually,
residence.
no. It's way up there. I don't know.
I
What
was
is there one-
all the years. I was very curious about who wanted to plow that driveway in the winter.
Yeah, me.
Okay. All right. Any got other questions here, folks?
No, it seems so far removed.
Pardon?
Seems far enough off the road.
Right.
Buffered.
So we should just make sure she understands what the regulations would require. So all this approval will be subject to what our code says, which is automatic. So that they have to be located you cannot be located in what's known as your front yard. Has to meet the setbacks for the district that you're in, which you should be easily able to do. You said you're below 15 feet on the maximum tilt height of panels. Let's see, they can't provide any glare to any neighboring properties or roadways. And the cabling, electrical connections have to be inspected by the town afterwards, and your cabling has to be buried. I think those are the main things you have to comply with.
When you say the front yard, so it's the front of the property, but I don't know if you call that the yard.
Frank, our code says you're not supposed to have solar in a front yard.
Yeah, that's the front yard, isn't it?
Yeah,
Well, I don't know, I mean,
Well, we were just asking, where's the house down there?
Way up in the back.
The house is way up here.
In the front is Salt Springs Road, right?
This is Salt Springs Road.
That's kind of the front yard, isn't
They have no backyard.
it? I know. So what do you?
Backyard's woods.
Two woods in back.
so, when the code was drafted, it was drafted to avoid placing it in front.
No,
And
I
this might be a
understand.
great candidate not
No, I
to say
understand.
it's okay.
yeah.
This board doesn't have that power to allow it in the front
Okay,
yard,
the
that's the
exemption.
zoning board's powers to do
So
that.
it's
I have this happen in Casanova all the time.
Does it make
A
any
big
difference
lot
that
like
it's-
this ends up working out, but they have to go make a trip to the ZBA to get
CBA.
that, to get that signed off for.
Does it make a difference that it's
Yeah, variance, right?
agricultural? I mean,
No, this is, these are for all districts, we're allowed. Subject to following requirements.
Yeah, exactly, I agree.
So another
We
meeting,
didn't have, this is, we didn't have site.
We really don't
We would have
have,
caught this at the time it came in, if we had a written, an actual site plan showing it in the front yard.
we didn't know,
Then we would have, then we would have known to give it to the zoning board.
we didn't know.
Jerry, can you tell the next ZBA meeting?
I mean, they can
Can we-
easily
can
make
we-
a case for the ZBA. You
can
can,
we-
you can approve it subject to the ZBA.
That's what I want.
wouldn't normally say that,
Then you
in
have to
this
go back
instance
here.
I will, because we didn't catch it.
Pardon?
I said, I normally would say get the ZBA approval first, but I'm not gonna say that right now. It'd be subject to ZBA, you get approval subject to the ZBA.
I don't know what their limitations.
No,
I
usually.
mean,
it's
she
supposed
can't
to
get on, she's gonna wait a month?
Well, no, you can approve her tonight,
No,
and then it goes
ZBA,
right on the ZBA
ZBA, they
agenda.
meet Thursday.
Well, yeah, you got a public, well, yeah, you got a public hearing on the area variance, sorry, yeah.
Okay, so you can't do it, so you're a month, you could give me a month, give you a month off.
I would.
They meet the second Thursday of the month, but what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna sign off basically on the site plan review, like we don't have a concern with this, it's okay, but we're gonna say you must get ZBA, you get an area variance from CBA. What they're doing is they will give you the relief from the line in this statute that says it has to be in the backyard. Well, you can, if you got a hardship, yeah, you don't have any backyard.
You can go in a side yard or a rear yard, but not.
But you have a hard time coming up with the side yard.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
To the side of the house.
I mean, you have,
I mean, right adjacent to the house, yeah, it's mostly just trees.
yeah, but is it still gonna be in front of the house, front line of the house?
I won't be able to see it from the house, it's way over, but
Well,
it's in the
then
front part.
without a site plan, we can't help you. You'd have to show us a site plan now, so we wouldn't send you to the ZBA.
Which, I think I have one, I just
Okay,
specifically.
here's what we have, okay? This, in fact, this is all we have, okay? Come on up here.
I mean, I wouldn't have come unprepared if I had known I needed to bring things, and I was.
Well, I think we contacted your supplier or something. Oh yeah, we got stamp plans. Well, you do, but this is not really a site plan. Say, your house isn't on it,
Well, it's down
House is
there, yeah.
here,
right? Well, it's a pretty weird site plan, and they're not locating that array there.
here's the array.
Okay, but there's your house. Is that your house?
Yeah.
Well then, okay, it's not side yard.
Okay, yeah.
No, that's why I asked the question, I said about the front, it's in the front.
Yeah, and that's why you're going to the ZBA.
Right,
Because you can't, unless you could locate it there or there, that would give you side yards, and you don't have any backyard,
oh no, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Here's-
okay?
She's already done C4.
Pardon?
Have you already done C4?
No,
Another one?
no, we need to
Okay,
see.
3 years. Okay. Fill out this application.
So that information though would suggest that we need to go to the zoning board, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Phil said they're outside or something.
We did have that.
Phil nodded his head.
So I need to note this.
Stand
Yes,
up there.
we have to go really fast. We have to do it quick time,
Okay,
okay?
Yep.
So then we'll be generally October 14th.
okay.
Okay, if you get this back to us.
Better not snow in October.
What?
I said it better not snow in October. Thank you very much. Anything else that I need to
No, and
Well, it looks like they got a bunch of trees up front, Frank, so they should
But
work
this
out.
might qualify-
Showing trees right
Pardon?
there. They have this one plan that shows a bunch of trees, and if those solar panels are gonna be up in here, I think there's
Here.
your house, you're gonna get some screening out of those trees.
oh,
Plus,
Yeah, there-
plus elevation too.
So that, I mean, it's good, that works in your favor when you get to the ZBA, so, you know, focus on it's screened, you got a gigantic front yard, you got almost no rear yard, and that's your hardship. when you get
Frank
to the
has to get a
ZBA.
referral to the zoning board on that.
now, well, I mean, yeah, we'll definitely say that we see no issue with you having it there.
Mhm.
Okay? It's just the fact that you do. If you had it here or here, now this might qualify for site plan form with what you have. But it was, yeah,
If you take the two together,
Yeah.
one of them shows the array, and the other one shows the house on the front of the road is to the road.
You're right, that's not
And where is Salt Springs?
but, okay.
Oh,
No, yeah, right, this is, this is to the north.
Yeah,
No.
I would start saying, so
Pardon?
just put them together for a second.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yep.
Then we can explain to you and just get this back, turn this like
Okay.
Really weight one thing as best you can, for Salt Springs Road, that we're doing, so it's- that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Bob, where's your guy?
I'm sorry.
Your
Yeah.
Dollar General guy here yet?
Phil Nottis said he was
He's
here.
out there, okay, good.
I'll be very surprised.
Well, we didn't,
Yeah, but we were looking for the last month's meeting, and then they said that we didn't have people at the time, so now we're a month behind now.
no, we were good, we had you on the agenda last month.
Well, what was the holdup?
I have no idea. Nobody showed up.
They told us that they didn't have paperwork in time and that we couldn't do it.
No, we said, I don't, whatever it was, we had you on the agenda last month and nobody showed.
We should maybe talk to Jerry, because somebody told the installers that because they didn't have the paperwork in on time, we couldn't do it, and not to come.
Well, you got it, whoever, Jerry or myself make that decision. I never said that, but I'm sure Jerry didn't say that.
Somebody said it.
But all I can say is you were, as far as we were concerned, you were on the agenda, no one came.
Okay, I was told that I was not on the agenda. Anyway, thank you.
Okay, you're
I
welcome.
appreciate your time, everyone.
Okay?
So are you guys comfortable doing the site plan tonight, though?
We're good, but we're right in the same place, is that we're good with what we see. It's not a problem. It's not gonna be, they're not really gonna interfere with the neighbors. They're not gonna have glare, because they're gonna be pointed the opposite direction of any house that's there.
Do you wanna
Are you
wait
gonna make
for
a
a
motion?
formal site plan, or do you wanna?
I think
Motion on the site plan subject to zoning board
I
approval.
would just do that.
With a negative declaration, that they're
Right.
gonna say no or small impact to all these questions.
Right.
Okay. I'm good with all that.
There's no sense of creating too much bureaucracy.
That'll save some time.
Okay, we need a motion from somebody here that was basically saying that we will approve as far as the siting, as near as we can glean from the site plans, the paperwork that's been permitted, or been submitted. But the problem is they are in the front yard, they're not in the side or backyard. And therefore they would need relief from that, and she has to go to the ZBA. So upon approval by the ZBA, our approval is good. I guess somehow we'll phrase that.
Condition,
That's pretty
so
crude.
site plan is approved condition upon the area variance being granted by the ZBA
There you go.
with a negative declaration and secret process.
So moved.
Okay,
Sherry?
need a second? Any discussion?
John?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay. Is Ken Katzenstein here?
Oh,
Okay, we're getting done. Maybe 4 or 5 more to go. Okay, there's cool. What did I do? Didn't get arsenal problem.
yeah,
I give you
Should
arsenal.
we all
I
have,
think that
put it on
Tula, Sarah,
and Arsenal's ready.
We're good. We're good.
Thank you.
Hey, Rose, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I was promised ice cream.
Good evening, Katzenstein. How are you?
We're good.
We're here.
Okay, what's new on your end?
Not a lot, I think it's just a secret that we're reviewing there.
Yeah, I talked to your attorney today. She and I had both made a bunch of changes to the proposed local law and the plan development plan. And I made some final changes. She's looking at them. I asked her if she would like to prepare the findings for the seeker, which she's going to do. And she said she'll have that for us for the next meeting. I told her you didn't have to come if you didn't want to. She goes, no, he wants to be there. I said, that's good, because we like to see him. That's not a problem.
You're one.
Yeah, did she call you today?
I texted with her today.
Okay, so is that consistent with what I just said?
Yes.
Okay, good.
We're good.
That's kind of where we're at.
Have we heard anything back from everybody?
The lead agency is all ours now, so nobody was opposing your project on the environmental side of it. I talked to your attorney about potentially going out and seeing the neighbors in the neighborhood, giving them a heads up, so when we have, ultimately, the town board's gonna have a public hearing, always good to get out in front of that, so everybody's fully aware of it. So it's all transparency, that this is a good thing for the neighborhood and for you guys, so it's a win-win.
So we can do nothing as far as town board or anything until we go to October?
They have to do a formal recommendation, but they have to finish the seeker first. So the seeker's gotta be finished, and then your attorney's gonna give me the findings, and then I'll put those into a negative declaration, and at that time, we'll do the formal recommendation on the PDD at the next meeting, and then go right into the town board. So you're looking at,
Let me throw in a couple of things. We were looking at the last site map, and I'm sure you got it in your head, so you know what we're talking about here. There really is, there's a buffer in the existing DEC permit to the south on that line. There's a 30-foot between that line.
Yeah.
Okay, that probably ought to be extended at this point, no matter what somebody does with their permit, all along that northern boundary of the quasi-residential section there that okay?
The buffer section.
Right.
Yes.
That line ought to be extended all the way.
I think they're gonna require that when you apply for the next DEC.
Okay.
I think that's a standard.
Another thing that came up in discussion outside, it wasn't necessarily with all the board members because they don't know where I'm going with this. But another thing that, although they're not a granting agency, they're not, and that's why they wouldn't be included in the lead agency list, would be the railroad. But one thing that we were thinking about was you've got some legal crossing of the railroad there from your parcel 2 to parcel 1.
Right.
Right? Or to whatever, I don't know whether they're on the same deed or they're separate parcels or not, but whatever, you know what we're talking
That'll
about.
be part of, 4912.
Okay. Yeah, okay. All right. That if someone is going to develop that, the railroad may very well say, that crossing has really gotta be upgraded. I don't know what's in there now, but we know it's not the same as the one on Bolivar Road,
Better.
right?
What's
Yeah,
better?
better. Actually, it's Tarvia Crossing, it's the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen.
It is?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and they got a whistle, they whistle for it, and, yeah, it's unbelievable.
We ought to really have a little more information on that.
I would think they would have some concern if somebody was gonna do that, but in the meantime, if somebody's gonna do that, they might look for another way out, because I want to show you what the situation is. The railroad owns a parcel down through, oops,
Oh yeah, don't touch it, it'll
don't
go.
touch it. Right down through here, they have a parcel that's still Conrail. So if somebody actually wanted to go in, they could purchase this section and come across that.
I got you, okay.
So instead of going across the rail, there is a possibility. That crossing is right here, if anybody from the board really. And it doesn't look, but it's a really nice crossing. It's a target crossing. It's what as far as running tractor trailer or trucks across that, I don't know. That's for them to decide.
Is there signal to it or something? Is there some kind of a signal or no? There's no.
Yeah, there's no
Arms.
arms, but it's got poles next to it, and that's got the whistles. On each side they have just a pole that's significant to that.
Okay.
I don't know if it automatically sets off the whistle. It's not a multiple whistle, it's just a one whistle as they cross. Really fascinating because they
We just thought, we just didn't know we didn't know what the status of that was.
I think
Kind of thinking it was like, so you could cross the tracks to get the hay wagon across,
it
huh?
deeded in and they kept it. I mean, when I put that new, it used to always be Target, but it wasn't fancy like it is now. And then about probably 10 years ago, they put this beauty in. I think they might trade that. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody went in with this proposal in mind to run trucks across it. They would say, well, can we trade for a right of way down, along your property and not be able to take that out? I think they'd be more than glad to do it.
Okay.
And that would have to provide right of way for everybody that owned property further to the west of ours.
And probably along with the buffer idea, just to extend that idea, that probably there ought to be some buffer where before the berm could start to the west of Bolivar Road. In other words, you can't have the berm 5 feet from Bolivar Road. Move that berm, because that's what you're going to have if somebody goes in there. And the other thing I would think, we can't. This is not a specific operation. All we're doing is talking about the viability of this being a gravel. Okay, it's got gravel here. There's gravel here.
Right.
So the feasibility of mining, yeah, okay. You can't mine where there's no gravel, right? So that works. Then we can only talk about the site as far as in a generality to any of the neighboring parcels. But we can't talk about specificity because we don't know what the scope of this business is. Now, most likely, somebody that comes in here that you would sell this to is not going to be somebody with a 5-yard dump. That's not going to be feasible. They're coming in because they're going to pay whatever they pay for this. They're going to come in here and be serious about moving gravel at some point or place in time.
Understood, but there again.
So, but that point, we don't know any of that. So that part, we here, we can't deal with that. But I do think we can, looks like we've pretty much done, is talked about the site workability itself. No matter what kind of the scope or the range of operation you have.
I would.
I mean, I don't think we're saying anything other than that, and I would probably say that the entrance could be there. Now, you could make the argument, I guess, that, and again, but you don't have that in your control, that if all of a sudden they decided to, which would even be better, would be to make sure the entrance is on the north side of the railroad tracks. But you don't control that lane. I'm saying where the railroad owns, you know, you're talking about the railroad right away and all this. You don't have that in your purview at this point.
No,
But that would be, if you were to design this, that would be, I would think would be a better way.
I really think the DEC is gonna, you know, they're gonna be the lead agency on it. They're gonna be the people that are gonna make the decision, and I can't say here that
I don't know about that.
Well,
The
let's put it
DEC the DEC controls of what happens in the four corners of the mining operation. They'll decide, well, our power is to make a recommendation to the town board about a zone change to a PDD. That PDD has proposed uses. The proposed uses include potential for gravel operations. Because it's a PDD, before any actual operating permits can be issued, it will have to be granted PDD status, but before anybody can operate, whoever owns it at the time comes back to this board for that final review, just like you did with all your other ones in the past, including the guy who had the, what do you have, I can't think of his name, the old golf course area there.
Oh, on 31?
Yeah, I can't think
Brown?
of his name. What was his name?
Brown?
Browns. So you guys had last crack at that part of it. In this instance, under DEC regulation, they handle everything except where mining can occur from a zoning perspective and the use of town roads. That's within the town's purview.
Right.
Those are the two areas, and reclamation of the mine too. We get to talk a little bit about that.
But that's
But
in your
DEC will lay all
DEC
that'll all be
permit,
in
right?
the permit.
Yeah, the reclamation
Yeah.
is the big thing anyhow.
So
Yeah.
those are the only things that we have a lot of control over. So ultimately, the big question is, will this planning board recommend that the land be rezoned to a PDD pursuant to our regulations? And then we'll have the local law attached to it as the plan development plan that I'm working on with Ken's attorney. And then I made a proposal to them of the different language I put in it. She wrote back a bunch of stuff, and I have it all here. I had it right there. And we spoke again today, and she's working her way through it. So that's where we're at. I did ask her to do findings for next month's meeting so we can consider the negative. So the next step would be a negative declaration with findings, a written recommendation on the PDD, one way or the other. And then that's, for now, the planning board's job ends at the next meeting for a while. And then the local law would be considered by the town board. They schedule a public hearing, they send it to the county, and then you're off to the races from that point. Ultimately, if it gets sold and they want to use it for something, they have to make a trip back to the planning board, because there is a section that says the granting the PDD is not the end of the review process. There's another step that the planning board has to take before you can actually go in there and start doing your project. Now, it might be perfunctory, depending what the DEC permit might say for that. The DEC permit might take care of everything. It's hard to say because we haven't seen it yet. It's confusing, but that's just the way our law reads and the way DEC regulations work. That's where we're at.
But, the same token, if we suggest some modifications to this plan, we can do that now.
Yeah, I mean, you can make whatever recommendations you want.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But we can only do it within the scope of generality. We cannot do it, we don't know what type of operation this could be. It could range from, something small to large. And
Right.
and the impactfulness of that is gonna range the same way.
Yeah.
But, okay. All right, so we'll hold off till next month. We're good.
Yeah, have Sheila give me a call tomorrow. I can tell her about things. That's what we got. Okay.
Anything else, Board? Yeah.
October 5th.
Pardon?
October 5th,
Yeah.
7:30.
7:30?
What, are you saying seven?
I'm not,
Why 7:30?
Oh, dear.
Okay, I thought maybe you were 7 for me. It could be 7:30.
yeah, it'll be 7:30. They're not on.
Depends on no, we haven't got a lot ahead of you. We're gonna have hearings, we gotta have a lot of hearings.
Okay.
right?
7:15.
Yeah, we'd be in the 7:15.
7 o'clock.
Do I
7 o'clock.
Do I
7 o'clock.
Yeah.
There's something.
Whatever.
Better tell me 7, I'm late anyway.
You see the cars parked, stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oktoberfest.
See you later.
All right,
No, so far none.
Who's next? Dollar
who's
General.
next?
Dollar General?
Well, no, let's hold, let's get rid of, are they out here? Is Dollar General here? Well, Bob's waiting for him. Let's do, yeah, keep Dollar General. No sense, you got something better to do than this, right?
You don't have anything better to do, right?
Right.
You don't have anything better.
All right,
Pig stand.
Want to see the pig run around.
Yeah.
all right, Dollar General, Ken Cassidy.
Better.
I don't get it. Now, Counselor, what have you gotten? What have you seen from the Dollar General?
Nothing, I don't know anything, I mean, I saw what we have here,
Okay.
but it looks like it needs more detail to me. Like our engineer has to look at it, I should say.
So we got it the Hesses? Yep. Okay. Now we are in the pigs. Okay.
Which one are we doing?
No, we're doing Hugo Ave, right?
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you two folks come up here and grab another chair, come up to this table, will you please?
So Melissa, huh?
Yes.
Okay, we know in generality here what we're looking at. You're here because potbelly pig by New York State is not deemed a pet. Okay, there's controversy. There's certainly people who want it to be, but the fact is, it isn't. So in our domestic animal law, it says that you can't have domestic animals like this in an MR12 zone of which you are. So you're here to make your case, and we can grant you permission to do so or deny, right? Okay? So basically go through, tell us what it is. Now what I don't think I see, now again, on what I have here in front of us, is I don't actually see the pen for the,
Can I get up and show you?
yeah,
Is that
just
okay?
don't touch, just warning,
Okay.
as the screen goes
So-
nuts if you touch it.
Right here to here to here to here, that's all fenced in. I have pictures on my phone if you need to see it. But that's her whole pen area right there.
And who
Okay.
lives behind you?
We have a double lot.
This is our property.
That goes through the other road?
To the other
Yep.
road, yep.
We go fully through.
Is that not a dog on the other
Yes,
side?
that's on a doggy, yep.
Okay.
We also have a statement from one of our neighbors that lives across the street that they don't know he's there. The other neighbor was supposed to come with us tonight, but he had to fly out for work. She doesn't bother anybody.
What we're gonna have to do here eventually, yeah, we're gathering that, but somehow or another, you gotta notice a violation, though.
Right.
And that usually doesn't occur unless somebody's complaining.
We know.
Well, yeah.
Alright, so we will eventually here have a public hearing,
Okay.
and people within 300 feet of your property, they'll be notified by mail, but then it'll be in the public thing. And you could have some people here.
Okay.
So, but they have a right to express their opinion. They aren't the decision makers, okay?
Right.
But they have a right to do that. So if
Right.
any of that is out there, that's their opportunity to bring that up.
Okay.
So right now, we're kind of dealing with, well, what really is the issue, you know?
Well,
What-
we can tell you.
We have a very vindictive person
Okay,
in the
well,
area.
what do you think that concern might be?
Well, she's been causing trouble for our whole road. I mean, pretty much.
Okay,
Making people switch jobs because her son goes to the same school. I mean, it's just
Quite a few different
quite a
issues
few
with her.
different issues.
So keeping
with
it to the pig itself,
Yeah.
what are their complaints
Well, she would-
specific to the pig, if they even?
They said that she was loud. She lives from probably here to
Yeah, she lives
right up to the main road.
towards the lake
end of the road, so she
She's not next door?
no, she wouldn't even
that's-
know that we had a pig unless she was trespassing.
Actually, the house next door to us, his bedroom window is right by the pig. He's got
Yeah.
a sliding glass door. He was supposed to come, but he had to fly out.
He can't even hear her.
Doesn't care. He never hears her, never. He was the one supposed to come with us,
But the
actually.
complaint was about noise,
Yes.
if it not waste or smell or
No.
anything like that.
Just noise.
How do you deal with it?
The waste. And it's-
It's no more than a guinea pig.
Yeah.
She does not, there's not much there.
How big is the animal?
She's probably 130, 140.
Oh, really? That's pretty
Yeah.
big.
She's
No,
good
she's good
size.
size.
She's smaller than most dogs in the area, put it that way.
Right.
Okay, that's still fair size. I mean,
Right.
you know,
We have-
a butcher pig would be ideally about 2 1/4.
Yeah,
Right.
240.
on a good day.
Right.
That's all.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But yeah, you can't,
Okay.
she's being very vindictive.
But there's no, it's
You
solely for pet.
Yes.
Yes.
Solely,
pet purposes.
yeah, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I will never let anything happen to her.
She's also chipped and she's fixed.
Yeah.
She's
How
microchipped.
old is the
Oh,
pig?
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's 2.
2 years old.
Yeah.
All right, and the compound that she's in, what kind of fencing is around that?
It's chain link,
Just
but,
chain link.
but I also have it lined on the outside because we burn firewood. So I have it all lined with firewood, so there's only access through the back gate and the front gate in between our
And
garage.
they're both locked.
So basically, it's not visible, the pig's not visible.
She's not even
outside.
visible.
So it's
Right.
all screened
You
out
can't
like
see her
that.
unless she was
Yeah.
trespassing on our property.
No, you can't. You wouldn't know she was there unless you knew she was there.
Yeah.
What's your waste, do you remove the waste from the pen every once in a while, do it get spread around, how's it,
We
where?
don't really have to. There's no mess.
Yeah.
She's got a little hay.
I mean, he goes in the mows
It's
and
got
all
hay.
that.
It's
so-
all mowed and trimmed.
Yeah.
There's a bed down there.
And she has a little house in
She-
the middle
she
of
has a
there.
house
She has
and
a house.
she
You
actually
you ought to have something here that has dimensions of that area.
We can measure it.
Yeah.
She also she had a doggy door into our garage.
She got a little big.
But she
for
got a
it.
little
Does she have shelter, is there shelter in that yard?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So she can go undercover,
Oh, yes.
okay?
I have
Does she
pictures
stay
if
there
you want.
year round,
When it's cold, we bring her
We
in the
bring it in the
garage.
garage.
in the garage?
And it's
Yep.
heated in
And
there.
it's heated.
Probably be a good idea for the next meeting, just for the public, have
To
have
print
those
those off?
pictures and give them to the codes office, so
Okay.
they can put them in the file. Or
Okay.
give them to Jerry will put them in.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
Yeah, anything you can do along that line.
Okay,
Board, you got other questions here?
You have one and only you can have one, right? That's
Yes,
Just
yeah,
one.
no, yeah.
okay, there's
no
one.
more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One's enough.
What is the life expectancy?
Like 5 to 7.
It's 2 right now, so.
It's,
Yeah.
So how
She's-
long have you had her there?
2 years.
2 years.
You've had her there for 2 years?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we
Wait a
really
minute,
didn't know that
she's
we
only
needed a
two.
print.
She's only 2, you didn't have her 3.
Right.
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 Where is your house located? The lake in 31?
We're about in the
In
middle.
the middle. Yep. And we really didn't know we needed a permit,
So can you
otherwise we
zoom
wouldn't
out a
have
little
done
bit or no?
it. What's that?
Let's ask Phil to zoom out, to see where you're at.
And that's not at all visible from Onondaga Ave.
Not the way I have the
No,
wood.
and I could show you where she lives if you need to know
No.
that.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Just wanna get an idea what it was.
Yeah, we're right about in the middle.
Yeah, right about the middle.
What's the size of your lot, acreage?
We have-
It's 2 parcels.
You double, so you know what it is total?
A little less than.
It's just a little less than an acre.
Yeah.
Because we got,
The 20-foot lots, how many lots do you
I think we have 8.
have? 8 lots is 160.
160 feet above,
Yeah, we got,
Yes.
yeah,
by 100, 16,000 square feet.
right.
So they've had her for 2 years, and she got a complaint this summer.
And she was
Well, we can.
screaming loudly. She does not.
She was turned in because she was having a fire during a burn ban, so she thought we were associated with that, so she was trying to get revenge, I guess, basically.
Okay. I think the only thing we can do now, this has gotta go to county,
Oh, yeah, right.
gotta go to county, and, we'll schedule a public hearing for next meeting
Okay.
in October. Rose, would you say
6:45?
At 6:45.
6:45, at 6:45?
Are they within 500 feet of the lake?
That's a good question. I think we probably could figure it out here. but it'd be 500 feet of Route 31.
They could possibly be missing both of them.
Oh, the lake,
They could miss both of them if we smack that.
could be.
We pretty much are, so.
I think we are.
Could
We'll figure
be.
that out and, for this one,
Okay.
So you have to be at 6:45, on the 5th of October.
October 5th, 6:45, okay.
But it's pretty perfunctory. If we got it in the county, the county's not gonna.
Yeah.
At least.
We'll just
I think
want
we
to
have
consent.
everything we need to do to get that in there.
So we should print pictures and all that? And
I recommend you get your pictures
Okay.
out, have Jerry put them in your file in case somebody wants to see what's going on.
Okay.
Neighbors or letters or
Okay.
That's up to you.
We also would be nice to have a sketch plan with the actual dimensions.
Okay. Yeah, we can do
Okay,
that.
what you got. I mean, what I'm just seeing relative, she's got pretty good space.
Yeah, she does.
Huh?
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's not.
She's not much of a runner though.
No. No.
What's
All right.
what zone?
MR12. All right, I think that's all we can do there. Can we have a motion to accomplish this?
Motion.
Motion made, motion seconded. Anyone? Bueller?
I'll second
Huh?
it. I'll second it.
Okay. Motion second. Any discussion concerning that? All those in favor?
Alright.
Aye. Okay, we'll see you at 6:45 on the 6th,
October
correct?
5th. October 5th.
Tuesday.
October.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
All right, thank you very much.
Sure enough.
Have a good night.
Will do.
Now we have Dollar General?
Yeah,
Everybody else?
okay. Now we have.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. This goes in a patch file.
Who's coming in?
Dollar General.
Who's next?
Yeah, let's do the Dollar General. They're kind of waiting for that. See that. Beg your pardon? That's Bob's relative.
Oh.
Niece, what's that? Niece. Bob, you're too young to have nieces. See, Bob and I go back a few years.
Long time.
Yeah. Okay? All right, there's Hess. Now, we should be getting some multiple copies of some of this. With the strip, the man there, I guess. Who do you expect here? I talked to this Dan Griffiths.
I thought of Mr. Bullock.
Oh, he was the,
Who put, I think he's the realtor who put this deal together.
yeah, we haven't talked to him in a long time.
So he was the one that put it on the agenda. And, but apparently he's got somebody else here.
Well, this Griffiths is the engineer
I see.
for the project. That the drawings, everything what we have, he's given us.
So Frank, the one thing I had said to Bob was, before the next meeting, we would need a letter saying, from the LLC saying it's authorizing this application, just so we have it in the file.
Sure.
We'll do that.
And then Bob already said he would do
What's his name?
We think it's gonna be Dan Griffiths. And we're gonna get copies so you guys can all have these.
that.
All right,
This guy
yeah,
coming from
this is
Binghamton.
this is what you're looking at right now.
Poor guy. Oh, that's brutal. Oh, my goodness.
So this is where
You gotta drive
the
back to
building is
Binghamton.
not ready for QT, and there's a solar panel. That's where it comes from.
You got his wife.
Here. No, it's over.
He's getting paid by the hour, so
This is here.
he's lost.
Well, that's what they
Yeah.
Mr. Griffiths? Come on right up front here. By the way, those people that you're passing are the owners of the property behind you.
Hello, how are you?
That's,
Dave Griffiths. Nice to meet you. Jamie, nice to meet you.
don't know.
Want to set the board up over here?
Okay,
Oh, wherever you want it.
This good?
yeah.
So we're gonna make one facility. Well, either one in the village, they could walk to. So you just.
Come on, you get it right.
I know.
In Pennsylvania, they got one over tomorrow.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Seriously.
It's for drugstores.
Maybe they want to give us $6 for these two here.
Down in terms of airport space, you know, their warehouse is there. It's 14 acres under roof.
Woo!
Is that about right?
That's good.
Yeah, not bad. If you got these copies, right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna hand out some new ones to you, because we had some different setbacks. Some
Okay,
of the side setbacks were shown in that, so I wanted to hand, if that's okay?
sure.
Put them in white so they stand out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect.
And this, so we probably ought to get rid of this one, right? This is the first one, this is
Yeah, get rid of the
1%.
first
Get
one.
rid of that?
That one, this is an updated one that shows the side setbacks, a little more
Okay.
legible for you.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, Dan Griffiths from Griffiths Engineering here on behalf of Capital Growth Book Altar for the proposed Dollar General on Route 5, right across from Top Golf. You guys are all pretty familiar with the location, right?
Yes.
And the owners, I want to give you an overview of the site plan, go over site access, stormwater drainage, and soil erosion control for the project. The owner's looking to do a 10,640 square foot Dollar General store in this area right here. They're looking right now to do about 36 parking spaces. We do know that your zoning shows that it should be 109, and we would definitely like to go for a variance if possible, because a lot of these stores, they only see about 10 to 15 customers per hour. We have a lot of data and studies that show that as we get further down the road. So as of right now, we're showing the 36 parking spots for it that are 10 by 20 for this. We also will do a photometric plan in detail that'll show basically 0-foot candles at the property lines. And truck turns, on the back side of this, we do a WB67 truck. And DOT likes to see that so that you could see trucks pulling in, not hitting a parking spot and leaving. And that's what DOT likes to see as part of the permitting process. So that's part of what we're showing here as well.
I asked why you didn't line the driveways up across the street.
Pardon me?
Why you didn't line up your driveway with the driveway at the parking lot across the street.
I think we're just trying to get things to fit the best. I'm sure it could be shifted a little bit. Depending on the truck maneuvers, we could try to shift it a little more. It just depends on how close you want us to the property line. And then we do have a septic system that's proposed in this corner here. But we would, with a comment like that, we would try to shift it for sure. Right now, setback requirements, that's by special use permit from what I'm told, by reading the code. It does have all utilities except for sewer, which would be a proposed septic system. That would be on the right-hand side as you enter to the site here. That we're proposing there. Stormwater pond, again, things could change a little bit. We're keeping it on this side and the septic on this side. And as far as access to the site, we do a lot of these and we deal with New York State DOT for a perm 33. So we've already had a lot of the roads surveyed that DOT requests, and we go through the stage 1, 2, and 3 approvals as well as part of the process. We're familiar with that. And right now, the biggest thing we try to do is come with a test fit file just to get some feedback from the board of how supportive they are for the project or not. If it looks like the project does have support from the town, the developer would move us further into detailed plans and step into it accordingly. That's the way we approach it. Just come, get some initial feedback, get a feel of where you're at. If it feels like the town is supportive of it, they will move in, they'll hire me to go into more detailed civil engineering plans per your town requirements.
Okay, so at this point, have you had any direct or specific conversations with DOT on this particular project?
Just preliminary. We're stage 1 and 2 we're gonna be getting into. But again,
Okay.
they want us, I know when I did talk to the code officer, the biggest concern was drainage in here.
Yes.
That's what I was told, so not a problem. We do a, you know, as I was gonna get into this, we do a full stormwater pollution prevention plan for water quality and quantity. So we can't increase any point source discharge at any one location. We have to meet the DOT's requirements, the town engineer, you have a town engineer that reviews this, and our whole SWIP booklet goes to the DOT. So we do this on jobs all over New York all the time. So we have to make sure we're not making it worse, we're not increasing any point source discharge.
Okay.
It's part of the design. And also for soil erosion control for the site, we would do a complete soil erosion control plan to make sure sediment does not leave the site or affect any water bodies downstream of this in the swales or the DOT right away as well. That's pretty
So
much.
you've got your preliminary data, you just haven't really put it into an operational, into a plan.
Correct.
In other words, into engineering plan.
Correct.
At this point.
What they like to do is us to come to an initial visit, see what the town
Yeah,
feels.
we were a little surprised when we saw, lots of times we get a full pack,
Which you will get.
Yeah.
And what they don't want to do is spend all the money to hire me for 100% plans. You guys don't want the job, and they like to step into it. So they maybe do an initial introduction, get some feedback. If it looks like it's a favorable project for the town, they'll turn me on for plans and progress into the detail you're used to seeing.
Well, at this point, board, do you have any strong feelings here?
How much grading is gonna be required?
Right now, the biggest obstacle we have in here, and even I talked to your code officer a while on this. Geotech is presently going to be performed here, and there's probably 12 foot of cut in here, and I know there's some sandstone in the area he was concerned about. So that's our biggest concern, is checking out if we do have any hard rock up in the corner here. But this area right here is a lot flatter. The septic will be down here, the parking lot here, the building here. The biggest part of cut will be right in here, which we could do with an embankment, and you've seen a lot of stores with that light stone riprap, riprap on the embankments, or a wall, whatever it has to have. But this would be the biggest cut right in here.
Yeah, you'll probably require some stabilization. I don't know what that.
Yes.
I don't know what's in that bank, but obviously in there, it's rock. You're on a limestone ledge, some kind.
We got to see what it is.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. If it gets really expensive to get into it, they might decide possibly down the road that it depends on how much it would be to take it out. So we got to find out if it's there. The code officer thought it might be here, so we're going to do geotech throughout the site, see what's involved. That's been ordered.
Okay.
And just going to step into this slowly to make sure it's, first of all, welcome, and then the soils meet what we need to build it.
Is there, have we gotten any kind of idea or renderings at this point of signage or?
At this
anything
point,
like
they don't have that yet, but
Okay,
we will.
that'd
Do
be
you
down.
guys have a feeling of seeing other Dollar Generals of what you want? Because we do ask for that.
What about?
Well, it's gonna be consistent with what you have with those two properties to the west. What they have along that line, you're gonna have to be
As far as-
somewhere in that one.
As far as signage goes?
Pardon?
As far as signage goes?
Yeah.
I know the closest one we've done to here, we did one in Sylvan Beach. I don't know if you've seen that one in there, downtown to Brain.
Probably not carefully driving by it, yes.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Sylvan Beach
I
is
know
in
it.
there.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else is in the area here.
That's interesting.
You
Yeah, that's
talked a
probably the
little bit
closest one.
About the idea of how you would approach the folks in the plaza across the street if they wanted to leave the plaza and get over to your store, how they make that travel directly across. How will traffic be made safe to negotiate that shot across the street? If that's what they try to do. Is there going to be a calming door? How will you do that?
Right now, what we do is we do a complete stage 1, stage 2 submission with DOT, and they will give us feedback, and then that's when that whole thing gets revised and designed so that they feel safe with it. Right now, we did survey shots for sight distance. And between the layouts and sight distance and comments from them, that's when that whole thing gets evolved, and they won't approve nothing unless it's safe. They're very strict with that phase of it, the stage 1, 2, and 3. So we do a lot of them with them.
So we're really just, we don't know anything about that now.
No, we need,
It's just the
basically,
process.
you need a stage 3 approval. It's on state highway, that's part of the approval process. You need to have a stage 3 approval.
Right.
Which is a contingency of a site plan. And that DOT is the one that governs that area and gives all the recommendations.
So really, right now, you're kind of getting, as best we can give you tonight, is
Just-
to give you
yeah.
kind of some feedback that, yeah, we don't see, do we or do we not?
Well, is it your experience that DOT would like that driveway to be lined up? Or else?
Every DOT area is different.
Your experience?
In my experience, for something like that there, with the truck maneuvers, each DOT region is different. That's why it's hard for me to answer.
It's so close of being lined up that it wasn't lined up.
No, we could look at lining
No,
it
I know you
up.
can do that. I'm trying to understand when you designed it why it wasn't. I'm trying to figure why. it
Yeah,
didn't
right now
work.
we're not sure if they would allow straight across or not yet.
That's my question.
And DOT, every one of them, we work with them all over New York State. Every one of them is different the way
Right.
they review these. It's not a straight answer. I don't know if you guys have worked around. Some of them allow certain things and some of them don't.
So they may tell you to put a turn lane in, to continue that turn lane down from where you go into the plaza up there, in a turn lane in on the east and west side.
I mean, right now, what we're showing for the truck turns that we feel they want us to show a left turn in and a left turn out is what we're showing here for the truck maneuvers. But as far as cross traffic with the intersection, I gotta wait and hear from them on that. We're gonna do whatever they want that's legal, but it's gray area with DOT. They're all different people. Each region has different engineers, have different ideas. Even the way the openings are. Some of them allow 33-foot radiuses, some allow 180-foot radiuses.
What about the parking spaces? I see, I didn't calculate the spaces on the code, but.
He just said he's way under our.
Yeah, and I see you said variance requires, but what's your experience, the store's experience for the need for parking itself?
I mean.
The reality of, I have this store, this is how much parking we typically need for our site
Yeah.
store.
So for this store, we're showing 36.
Right.
Most of them have 35. It's more than enough. We have letters we get from Dollar General. There's studies they've done in busier areas in Jersey that shows you it never even gets up that high at all. There's a lot of data back up, and we have a lot of stores open that haven't had a problem.
How is this in relation to the one that's currently in the village? Is it larger, smaller?
The one that's where?
In the village.
Everybody is in Doe out.
There's one over
There's
here.
one
Dollar
right
General right in the village.
That's an older one, isn't it? I didn't get a good
Oh,
look
right,
at
but
it.
I'm just curious as to how it relates in size and give my mind of how the.
I'm not
parking-
sure what the square footage is at,
Okay.
so I'm sorry. There's when you're doing these Dollar Generals,
Yeah.
you have different developers that work with Dollar Generals, and they're all not just me. There's other engineers and developers that do it for them. I'm working with Capital Growth with Coltar,
Okay.
so I don't know which one. There's a lot of old ones that have a lot of just single parking in the front.
Well,
They don't
this-
even have the same layouts inside.
This one's what, about 15 years old? 10, 15 years old?
Yeah, this is your brand new store that they're
Yeah.
doing this year.
But I'm just, just trying to get in my mind, I've seen how this one operates, and I'm just trying to say, okay, if this is this size and this one's gonna be larger, then what kind of an impact might it be?
I mean, that store, the old stores used to be even smaller than 9,100 square feet. This is 10,640.
Okay.
But again, in our experience, we have them up all over the place. The 35 is more than enough, and we have the data to back that up as we move forward. It's, everywhere, everybody has seen it everywhere. And they have the traffic counts in Jersey. They have letters from the Dollar General that we'll give on that. And it's usually 10 to 15 transactions per hour, you'll see. It's not like it's an ice cream stand where you get done with a baseball game and you got 40 people sitting there at an ice cream stand. Everybody's there and everybody's leaving at the same time. That's your worst case scenario for traffic, is an ice cream stand. It really is. But I don't mean to be so vague on the traffic. It's just that needs to be worked out with stage 1 and 2. There will be a safe way to get in and out of here. I don't want to dictate something that the facts aren't out yet from DOT. I want to make sure I'm accurate with what I'm telling you. And the areas are all different and they're different
Well,
reviewers, so.
Experience shows that there's some quick turns in and out of the parking lot there on.
Well, it's hard to get out of out of that driveway across from there when you're going east.
Yeah.
When you got all
Exactly.
traffic coming
Exactly.
into the casino, I mean, that's a tough turn.
Yes, exactly. So they'll go through that, and then the biggest thing they want to see are the truck maneuvers. You know, that's what we have to show them with the software. They're really big on that with DOT, and not touching any parking spaces or anything. So that's all part of the submittal that we have to show with the SWIP and everything.
So actually, as far as water or detentions or anything like that, to run your water to from parking lot, from your back road?
Again, right now this is just schematic. We show the septic reserve
The
over
septic there, but
on this side. The
for
stormwater pond is on this side, which we do get into, depending on the type of soils, we can get into underground detention too.
Under there.
It's going to be a little bit of everything. The cheapest we like to try to do is come over to a above ground pond.
Yeah.
If it works out where we put the elevations, but if it doesn't and the soils are okay, we usually go underground with contact systems or another ADS drainage systems. And we use water quality downstream defender manholes for that and to meet the state requirements.
Could you do that with the septic as close as it is?
We have to maintain septic spaces.
With separation?
Always.
Yes.
So no matter what we're doing with stormwater, we have separations.
And that also has to do with the soil
Yep.
conditions?
Yep. So normally from a pond to a septic system, you want to be 100 feet.
Absolutely.
Where's the outlet to the drainage on that side of on that side? You're flowing. You're going to be flowing in an easterly direction, but how does that get out of there? It's got to
Basically, this whole thing drains slowly this direction. Is what it kind of let's
So
sit
you're
in the
going
lower
west.
here. It looks like it does from the grades, from the contours.
Huh.
But right now, you got 568, 70, 72, so it's slowly coming this way.
Yeah, sheets right to it.
So right now, we can't make it worse than it is in its existing condition. We try to make
Right.
it better if we could.
Right. I know that years ago they were having some problems. I think more of the problems were with the village and the outlet because when you're across the road, it's village, not town. That's village, and that was annexed when they built that plaza in that area up in there. But the drainage for all of that goes northeast rather, eventually, and it goes down and gets into Chenango Creek.
That's right.
Okay?
That's what I was told by the
That's
code
the whole
officer.
thing, and they were having problems, and they were very concerned about any kind of water that was coming out of any kind of a project up in here. Now, I'm not sure how valid any of that is today. I think they made some improvements with their outlet system and et cetera. But I think that's curious when you said it looks like the flow is to the west.
Yeah, I mean, right now, the code guy said DOT will be very interested in this, and again, we can't make it worse than it is now. We have to do it.
Right.
We can't increase the point source at any point. So whatever this site is doing is existing.
And there could be some, when the numbers might get you in a position where things aren't going to work as well as you want them to.
Depends on the soils and the geotech.
That's right. You don't know that.
Once we get that information, we have our existing drainage area, the proposed, and that's why you do a stormwater management plan to make sure you're not impacting anybody else or.
So what we have here is a conceptual plan.
Correct.
And you're not looking at engineers up here.
Mm-hmm.
So we engage Barton Latudas.
Okay, we work with them on reviews.
On a project by project basis.
Okay.
To review. At this point, I'm not sure, do we have enough?
I don't know if we got enough for even an initial review by.
No, that's what
I
I'm
think these guys are looking to take your temperature and what you see so far to see if they want
Who's
to go to
seen
the next
major
step.
issues or any
Yeah.
roadblocks?
You
That's
guys
what
are,
it is.
yeah.
That's the way I would look. That's the way I would
That's the
look
way
at
we
it.
can't
I
take any formal action yet, just to
Right.
Are you in support of the project or not, whatever you're allowed to say, and
I,
then if
I'm
we,
the tempter of the board.
Is there a violent objection to this plan? It's a
Right.
question.
I'm not hearing that.
No, I don't think.
I'm not hearing that at all.
Yeah.
It's gotta work out some details, but I
Yeah.
think for the most
Okay.
part, yeah.
so sometimes we get into these, some people just for whatever reason don't want them, and
Right, no one.
the client wants to know that.
Yeah, I don't
I
think.
think if you can overcome, traffic and stormwater,
Traffic's a
and,
big issue.
those are the bigger issues, if you can
Yeah.
address those.
So we do have a site survey, we would get into more detailed design now. For your special use permit meeting, what % plan complete would you guys want for that? To come with a special use permit to take action on that?
Well, you're gonna have to have enough that B and L will be able to sign off on.
Correct.
And address the same issues that we're talking about.
So if we could
So
get
I
the
just don't know
stage
where
one,
that
stage
is.
two for DOT, stage one, stage two for DOT with the drainage?
Yes.
I would say so, and a good idea of a traffic,
Right.
do you have a traffic consultant that could talk about what the impacts to the traffic?
Yeah, we have
number
the same
five
ones
are
that
gonna
we
be?
uses, yeah.
Okay.
Gordon Stansberry from GTS.
Gordon, yeah.
Consulting.
Okay, he's right here.
Gordon does ours for years.
Okay.
Yeah, he's right here in town.
Yeah, he's
We're gonna
great.
wanna
I've
hear
used him
from-
for all our projects.
We're gonna wanna hear from Gordon about the safety of all the movements that these boards.
Site
members are
lighting
talking
in
about.
the parking lot, site lighting where.
Yeah,
the
that'll be,
building-
we'll
The
give the foot
photometric
candles
is
there.
good, I mean, we definitely would want that,
Yep.
especially in there, I mean, people are concerned about.
And there would be a concern in winter time with ice and snow on a slope.
Sure,
I mean, because that's
understood.
the same thing we had with the other
Right,
building
with
there.
the PT
the office
place, yeah,
building to the
yeah,
left.
that's very steep, right?
Yeah.
Understood. Is there a name and a number of a person from Bartlett Juice that reviews this that we could?
Taylor Botar.
Taylor Botar.
Let me write that.
Number, I'll get you the number, I don't remember.
Is that like
It's
the
the
correspond
office,
with
it's a
them?
Syracuse, all right?
Yeah, the office is 315-457-5200.
You do that off the top of your head?
Yeah.
That's scary.
I've called it enough times.
315-457-5200, what was the name again?
Taylor
Botar.
BOTTAR.
No, they're reviewing some of our 500-acre subdivisions right now, so they're familiar with us.
Oh, yeah,
Some big ones, and
that's it.
we do town engineering well for a bunch of towns ourselves, so we go back and forth reviewing each other at times.
Yeah, great.
So, okay, so from what I'm hearing, at this point, there doesn't seem to be any objection for that location for a Dollar General, just you gotta meet the requirements of the
I
town.
mean,
Yes.
we could, in a lot of respects, we could have our own personal feelings about a Dollar General,
Sure.
but that's not what we're here.
No, understood.
That's not what we're here to.
By the zoning and everything.
No, we have to follow the law that's
Sure.
here, and if you comply and address the concerns that particular site poses, we're go along, but I don't want it, doesn't work, you know?
Understood. I
Yeah,
understand.
that's not
No, I get it.
that's not a choice on our part.
No, so what I'll do is with your permission, I'll touch base with the Bartlett Judas guy to see what, percentage plans he would like to see and make sure you guys agree with it. And
Yeah.
Because sometimes what they do is, we could do the stage one and stage two with the SWIP with the drainage and still show the traffic to a certain point and make sure everything's looking good, and then step to 100% plans. But I don't know what.
I understand what your thought process
Okay.
is, but eventually, we've gotta have that information.
Everything, 100%.
Yeah, that's what we gotta have, and you'll have a public hearing.
Yep.
At some point, and when, basically, we pretty much crossed all our Ts and dotted our Is, that's when you get the special use permit.
Right.
And then, once you do that, then you're good to go, draw your building permits and everything else.
Right. Is the parking variance something that you could do sooner than
We
the
could
special
do,
use
you
permit?
could do that concurrently.
Concurrently.
I don't
Okay.
see a problem with that. If, the ZBA they're the ones that do the variances. You're looking for, in this place, an area variance, basically. Is that, and they meet the second Thursday of the month. And you can call this office here, and Jerry is the secretary for the ZBA.
Okay.
Okay, and she can initiate that for you.
So-
And then again, I don't know, John, does the ZBA require a statement from Larry first?
You should call the code officer, ask him to issue a letter indicating that you need the variance for the parking.
And why you do.
What, you know, what the requirement is and what you're offering, therefore you need the variance.
Okay,
And that's when you pull out all your facts and figures.
No, that's fine, and as we're developing this for the SWIP and the DOT, we could try to get in a meeting with the ZBA for
Oh, yeah.
parking.
Yeah, I don't
Sometimes I've done them with these type of drawings, but we'll have it on a survey in a little more detail, but not completely engineered out. It'll show the parking.
I would think that would be, and you've got supporting evidence. Basically,
Okay.
you need to prove basically a hardship. In other words,
Yep.
if you went in with 100 and whatever you just said the code
It would overwhelm the
demand, that's overkill, and we got a lot of empty space, needless space. You can make all kinds of environmental arguments about
Yeah,
that.
every one of them that came back from the county reviews in these areas, they would like less parking because it's less impact on everything. Impervious
right.
areas, less stormwater runoff. If you don't need it, they don't want it. So they've been supportive of it.
This will go to county
Yep,
planning
that's-
for review. They'll weigh in. They don't have a yay or nay. You're familiar with the drill.
Sure.
But that's a step that has to be done.
Okay.
Now, whether we do that right now or we wait until we get a little more down the road, it'll take a couple of meetings here before you get everything.
Yeah, they're gonna want detailed plans by the time I give it to the county. I know that. I just wanted, they'd like to step in with the variance, see if there's gonna be a hiccup with
Well,
that.
the variance, I
and
think
then
we
go
can
on.
do.
I think
Yeah.
that'll be probably
Right?
the next thing to
Counselor?
go.
Yes.
You good with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
First of all,
All right, well, I think that's.
I talked to Taylor Votar for about 1 second about this last week, told him it's coming his way, so he'll be looking forward to your call.
Okay, perfect.
You've probably seen it though.
We deal with different offices with Bartlett Judas.
Yeah. He's probably seen a couple dollar temples.
Oh god, yeah. They're going on everywhere. It's unreal.
Yeah.
So, and then as far as the building goes, if someone had a picture of one that you guys liked and someone wanted to email it to me, I could
Do you guys have, can you show them sort of a
yeah, I'll get
various
an
options?
exhibit and I'll try to send it to the town.
That'd be
Give you an
great.
idea what
That'd
they
be awesome.
There's some different options.
For prototypes.
Huh?
Yeah, we should see your prototypes and.
We'll do
We'll
that.
get the one.
I'll get that in as a submission.
Anything else, Jen? The strike shoot?
No,
This is
they have
your-
different,
this is
they have
your,
different prototypes of different
huh?
sizes.
Yeah.
We do stuff all the time.
Put some nice.
This guy's an
stones and
architect,
brick
so
on
we
it.
We do a lot of retail
we
stuff.
go there.
Okay. We have different ones we've done that look more little Adirondack-y. Some of them are just all different
Different
types,
themes,
you know.
right, sure.
So I'll show a few different ones.
People are
Need
concerned
one
about the
also.
approach coming into the village and how it looks too.
Sure.
We need
We're-
one that looks like a casino.
Get a slot machine on the roof.
Vegas Strip.
Maybe they, right now the Native Americans were willing to get into this.
There you go.
Better than that.
They don't put the kibosh on it.
Okay. All right, we're good.
Okay, thank you very
We
much for your
appreciate
time.
Appreciate it, yes. And feel free to, communicate here so we.
Okay.
Yep. We'll try to do what we can do to expedite you.
Yep, now that I have direction, we'll get moving on some more
Okay.
detail.
All right. Okay. And I am looking at, yeah, either or.
McNeely?
Aha, okay. We'll do you.
Okay.
And are we both McNeely?
Nope.
Are you gonna meet with Kate? Okay. Tonight was just a marathon. Sorry to add a.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm thankful that you fit me in.
Take care of that. Okay. Tell the board what you have in mind. I'll dig out the couple of maps I've got.
Okay, this is the first time I've ever been here, so I'm a little nervous. I don't know what to do.
Well, we're very strict on protocol.
You're mean.
Very mean.
Okay.
Okay.
And we will bring you up short if you step out of line.
Okay.
Okay.
We sold the house on the other side of the road from us.
Okay, wait a minute. We gotta get so they can orient themselves, so they know what we're talking about. This, we're really referring back to the subdivision that we did last spring, correct?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
This is the same one, okay.
same one.
All right, so if the board would look at those maps in front, okay?
Frank, do you have the date on the map?
On this map,
8/31/21.
there you go.
8/31?
Yeah, 8/31/21.
Okay, continue.
That was just.
Okay, so the person that bought the house in the lot behind it wanted to purchase the 150 feet beside him that I still own. What lot?
There would-
Huh?
What's the lot number?
Okay, so you're looking at, the initial lot you're saying is, lot 2, which is the,
Should I be looking at the map?
yes.
Yeah, why don't you come up here and
Yeah,
point?
lot, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Come on, point
Come up here and you-
Phil, I don't know,
We're
if
just
Phil's
kinda
not
guessing.
here, we bring that up.
We're guessing.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's.
Yeah, I know, we're guessing.
Who's got it? It's
Bring your
right-
map up, so we can.
Or just
Oh,
point this
yeah,
way.
just here, no, this, just show us
That's the
this.
same
show us
thing.
here.
Yeah,
What's got up there now?
same thing.
That's the Dollar General.
No, I don't want a Dollar General.
No, no, that's yours.
This one's
Okay, let's see, where am I?
Okay, that's Smith Ridge, you said the house is up here. So
Okay.
you're saying this lot, which this says here is lot 2,
Let me know, yes, he bought
Okay.
this,
and
okay,
then you're gonna combine it with this and make
With this.
this lot
part
3A,
of his.
okay?
And then this is going to be Kozlowski. This is gonna go to him. He already bought 50 feet. Now
Okay.
he's gonna buy, and he wants to buy another 3376 to add to his property,
Oh.
okay? So that he has, this part will be added to his property and,
Can you tell me lot numbers?
Wait, let us get a handle on it first, Rose.
So,
and then he is buying the lot next to him,
okay.
okay?
So 3 lots are gonna become 2,
Yes.
okay. And so one neighbor's getting 33 feet, the other neighbor's getting the other part of it, okay.
150 feet, we're just, these two
Okay.
things.
Alright.
I believe they wanna build garages,
Okay,
they
Paul,
gotta come to you.
Yeah.
here's, this Tanya, our assessor gave me this today, okay? And I think this is what she's explaining.
Right.
These are the 4 lots, these are 4 lots that we
Oh,
did, okay? We did, and there were the acreages. Now, what they're going to do is take this lot, which would have been on our original map, lot,
This one here, lot-
well, it would have been,
lot 3.
yeah, lot 3, okay? Lot 3 is gonna get hacked up, and part of it is gonna go to this lot.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
It's gonna go to the left, and obviously one way it can't go, to the left, and the other part is gonna go to the right.
Right.
Now, is there any, so, what I'm getting confused on is the 30 feet that Kozlowski wants from this.
So it's a total of 183.76 feet. Okay. I did it because Kozlowski needs more by his driveway in order to put his garage,
Okay, wait a minute.
which has
Okay.
to be set
All
back away from,
Who's given Kozlowski the 30 feet?
I am. I own all of this.
You own it all.
I own all this.
So this lot right here, I'm gonna go by this. 'Cause
Okay.
This is what's on the current part we've got for
Okay.
current parcels. All right, this is Kozlowski,
Okay, yep.
right?
Yep.
Good, you agree?
Yep.
Okay. This is a large lot that's 7.5 acres roughly, okay? And it's 230 feet of frontage. You're gonna take 30 off this,
Off number 3.
off number 3, or, well,
Says lot 3.
whatever it is. No, it's,
This is lot 3 here.
Right here.
no, see that,
This is what I think is.
yeah, you're gonna take it off this lot here. According to us, it's a lot 4.
Right.
deed reference
That's
lot
where,
four.
no, okay,
Right here.
no,
Yeah, right
Kozlowski,
Right.
see,
Yes.
Kozlowski, when we did that subdivision, Kozlowski only owned this. Then he got this,
Yeah, then
that
he got
strip
some
along
more.
the side of his house,
Yep.
Right.
and
50
now he
feet.
wants more.
Now,
So you're gonna take it out of the adjoining lot, which
Uh-huh.
is,
This one here.
lot three,
well,
Well, actually, yeah, this is lot
Yeah.
3,
it's
yeah,
lot three.
okay.
so they're taking that 30 out, and that part, and the remainder is going to
Mayville.
The other guy with
Mayville,
the house.
okay, now it's making sense to me anyway.
So this is gonna be 9.5 acres.
So you're
this is
adding
gonna be
30 feet to
8.6
this
acres.
strip,
Okay,
Okay.
and
Are
then
we-
this
are we-
guy's taking the
are
rest
we
of this.
anywhere straight?
I think that's what you're saying.
I was confused,
Yeah,
okay?
so you're adding 30 more feet to the strip
Right.
that he had. And then the other gentleman is taking the rest of that number 3 lot.
That
Over
lot.
to this one, yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
And then I will no longer own that side of the road.
Right.
okay, now I remember, you were on the other side of the road, okay.
I live on the other side of the road. So this was the original
The original
Graham
farm.
Farm.
what do we call this, Counselor?
I call it a multi-lot annexation.
Okay.
Lot assemblage, recombination, whatever serves your purpose.
Okay.
I mean, the two notes on the side tell the whole story. Those bottom left-hand notes give you exactly what's going on.
Bottom left hand.
Annexation to contiguous parcels.
And that's on the south side.
So you need a public hearing and you need seeker done. You need seeker done tonight, you need two public hearings.
Okay, we're gonna schedule a public hearing for,
I need to have something to write down here.
It's all here,
okay,
That doesn't help.
how do we describe this?
that gives it all right there.
It's a subdivision and an annexation of land.
You know,
A 2 lot.
you don't need, here, let's do this. Why can't you just copy those two notes on the bottom?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
do you
two
wanna see
notes
this?
on here, Rose, that say exactly.
On the bottom of that map.
I believe they're talking about this right here, Myers.
Okay.
Myers.
That, we don't need to get into number 3 and 4.
Yeah.
What you're basically talking about, you're taking these, you have 4 lots here, right? This is lot
Oh,
2,
this is
lot
why
3, lot
probably-
4. We
Usually
subdivide that
sends
earlier
Myers
this
here
year.
to do
He's
this,
gonna
right?
get 33.
Well, we got it.
Here.
Yeah.
That's
We're
gonna
okay.
become 8.06
Understand.
acres.
And there's,
He's
you
gonna get
really, you don't have an
4
issue.
point whatever.
It's just a matter of punching
He's gonna have
buttons.
9.5.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we're gonna have it, we're gonna schedule a hearing,
Okay.
Right
we'll
here.
schedule a hearing, we're gonna do seeker tonight,
Cut and paste
okay,
that.
short
They're all
form
set.
seeker, that'll be a nothing,
Uh-huh.
but that will satisfy the law for that,
Okay.
okay? And you're gonna have a hearing at 6:30 on
Fifth.
the 5th of October,
Okay.
okay? Which you need to be here,
Okay.
gotta have somebody here.
Okay.
I don't expect a large crowd,
Okay.
okay, all right? And then you should be good.
Okay.
And then you're going to have, and Myers knows the drill, you're gonna have to have an acetate to file, because we just did this, and this is gonna really replace the one,
Just it is, oh, I know, it's a fence, right?
okay?
Yeah,
But
no,
you're following the
taxes
right,
are-
no, then, 50 years from now, somebody can figure it out.
Yeah.
You're doing the right thing.
Okay.
Alright, so you're gonna, I'm gonna propose that we adopt a negative declaration at having checked no impact response back to all of these questions, I won't go through them all, we've done that enough times. And you would schedule this for a public hearing for the October meeting at
6:30.
6:30. You have to be here, or representative has to be here, next month at 6:30.
Okay,
Okay,
you're good.
that's all I gotta do?
Okay, we need a motion by somebody.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Not
Sure,
hearing
is
it.
that you? That's me.
Oh, wait a minute. You're
Don't
gonna-
know anybody with masks on.
You're going to, we're gonna put in that motion to, some, negative debt.
Right.
Okay, all in favor?
Alright.
Okay, anybody opposed? No, good.
We
All
don't
right.
have anything on the
We're
agenda.
good.
Wait, did I give you the right one, Frank? The McNeely, I gave you the McNeely's.
It says McNeely's.
Oh, I did, cool, okay, there you go.
You're good. Okay, got it. All right. Last but not least, okay,
Have a nice evening.
will do.
Good evening, Tim Boyer, I am using Romans Land Surveying. How is everybody?
Good.
Tim Boyer, Timcoyer. I'm the surveyor for the applicant. This is just a smaller version of the map that you already have.
Thank you.
This is an existing, actually two existing tax parcels. They basically were, I don't know if you were all here, we were here in 2018, we got some variances to do this subdivision, and for various reasons unbeknownst to me, it never got fully done. And basically, we're kind of doing a cleanup job right now to.
I don't think we ever saw it.
I don't think the planning board ever saw it. I was in front of the ZBA.
ZBA did.
And we got the variances for the next door shed to create this parcel. For, again, reasons I don't fully know.
That's okay.
For reasons I fully don't know, he did end up conveying the parcel. The parcel got created into its own existing tax parcel. So when you look at tax parcels today, there's two parcels there. But we're here to clean it up with the eyes of the town and get the subdivision approved and move it forward properly.
And see, you'll notice the variance on lot 2.
Yep.
Wasn't very much, but they didn't have 150 feet on Filer. And then there was a setback, yeah, over on lot 1, there's a shed was too close to the line. There's more to that, isn't there?
Yep,
And
there was
that other build, the
So we
garage or something.
Correct. We had the setbacks to the garage and the setback to the shed that was in the back there to create that parcel down the middle.
We ought to really know when, do we have a date on that variance?
Yep. If you look at the map, it says variance granted 12/13/2018. I have the variances listed right there in the box at the top of the page here.
Okay, now I see it. I'm with it. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew that happened. We documented that.
Oh.
Okay. Do we have any concerns about the lots now? Okay, because he's going to be the third hearing the next month. If you don't.
Yeah.
Seems to make sense.
There's much more you can do with it.
Now, what was the? Is there just a driveway that's been penciled in here on lot 2? Is that what that is?
There's an existing U driveway that's out there. It's basically just gravel. I don't know why it was there in the first place, but there is an existing driveway that the homeowners were using. So
There never was a structure.
I don't believe there was ever a structure there. No.
Okay. And they got water but no sewer.
Correct. They have to do a septic system.
Okay. You good? Okay, let's schedule a public hearing for October.
You gonna do a secret?
Yeah, same answers to these questions, is that okay? All no's and small impacts, this would be a negative declaration, scheduled public hearing 6:15 for October meeting.
Got right in the same.
Get a motion and a second on that?
Is there?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
And is there discussion? And all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time.
You're entirely welcome. Thank you. Sorry we had to wait so long.
Not a problem.
What would be an application that Jerry's going to send? Did you guys already complete an
This was already
Yeah, it's supposed to be-
approved, but they had to have a variance and we just never.
No, I don't think it never saw the light of day here. Okay? And
I don't
somebody,
remember
see, this, when somebody brings in an application to anything in a town, it should go to the code office. The code office should look at it and say, you don't have the right setbacks, you don't have the right frontage.
Right.
And if that's the case, he then can immediately send them to
ZBA.
the ZBA. The only reason, there's only one way that I know of that the planning board can send somebody right directly to the ZBA without going through the code guy is an area variance in a subdivision. If somebody come in with an 8-lot subdivision and they had one lot that was something, was not, whatever, we can't approve subdivision because it's not right, but we can send them to the ZBA. I think it's just it's just kind of a minor thing, but everything has to go through the code office. And that's kind of like the free action. Okay, you're good to go to the planning board. We'll put you on the planning board agenda. You haven't got everything, you gotta go to the ZBA, or there's no way in hell you're gonna do this. Yeah. All right, we good there? Okay, can we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?